Hello everybody. It is Mia with Southern Willow Crafting and Chalk with Mia. I am here for another fun project with you guys. If you are here, please say hello. Let me know that you're here. I am going to be sharing this to a few groups, or sprinkling it to a few groups. If you feel so inclined, please do so yourself. I'm waiting for it to show up on my feed, which probably means it's not on y'all's feed just yet. All right, wait a couple seconds. Hopefully I'm in the right, okay, yeah, all right. I was gonna say, hopefully I'm in the right group, you guys. Oh my goodness. I hope everybody is doing well. Please say hello if you are here. Fun crafting project. So you guys, hopefully this will go over as it is in my head. I think it will. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. Let's hope. If you guys are here for the first time, let me know. If you're a returning viewer, then let me know. Hey, Sylvia, how are you? Thank you for joining me. I am just doing, I'm not going to say quick because I don't know if it'll be really quick. I'm hoping it won't be too long, but I have a project that I've had for a while that I wanted to upcycle. Hi, Carrie, how are you? Hi, Donna. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is great. I love that people are available this time of the day. As I told you guys, I've been trying to figure out times of days, and you know what I'm figuring out? It doesn't really matter. There's people at all hours, all times. People are, you know, especially now with the pandemic and things that are going on, it's kind of a crapshoot, to be honest with you. But if you guys feel so inclined to sprinkle the love, I would appreciate it. And let me fix this so that you guys, I'm going to slide. Hi, Missy. I'm going to slide and make sure that I am not in stereo, because as we've said before, that is not something that anybody really wants. Okay. All right, yay, I can see your comments down here. Okay, so you guys, this is gonna be a multi-crafting type live, and you can take these ideas and apply them to a lot of different things, I think. And so that's why I wanted to share it with you guys. I thought this would be kind of fun. So I have this sign that I made probably on a live maybe a year ago, to be honest. I'd have to look at my sales tag. I've had it in my boutique for sale. I can't find the tag, but anyways, I've had it in my boutique for sale for quite a while and it hasn't sold. So I'm going to upcycle it and do a little something different with it, and hopefully maybe grab a different audience that didn't like it this way that might like it a different way. But what I'm going to do to it, you guys can do to really any type of frame of any size. Hi, Brandy. Oh, wonderful. Oh, Brandy, that's so fantastic. If you haven't been talking with the designer yet, I would love to have a conversation with you. Or if you're just here to learn more about it, that's okay too. But what I want to do, guys, is this is one of our older box frames. We've now switched to a lighter wood color, a lighter color, just because that's what's in a little bit more in style. I still like a little bit of the dark grain on occasion, and I thought this would be, because of fall, the darker tone might be nice. So I've got my large frame here, and let me see here, guys. I'm gonna make sure because I'm a little bit out of frame. There we go. Okay, so I guess maybe this is bigger than whatever. All right, so I was at one of the big crafting stores the other day, and I got these little, comes with 5 of them. I'm only gonna use 4, but they're wooden bases, right? So oops, that's what it looks like. So what I was thinking is, when I upcycle this project and when it's done, I am going to add them to the bottom and make it like a tray and add just a little bit of a riser to it. And I thought this would be super cute. You could do this with, and you can't really see it here, but it's gonna add just a little bit of height to it. But you could do that with our 5x7s. You could do it with a found piece and add risers. And then I could add like a candlestick in the middle with another piece on top. Couple of different things, right? So you can create your own tiered tray. Hi, Adele, how are you? Hey, Sarah. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, It thought I said, "Hey Siri" on my on my iPad here where I'm looking at comments. Oh my gosh, let me see if I can get back to the live. Let me see if I can fix this so it stands up by itself. So anyways, I thought that would be really cute to add the risers to it and make it into more of a tray than a picture frame, especially since it had a little bit of the darker frame. It would be perfect for fall, right? So the other thing that I'm going to be doing is I need to get rid of the design that's in here. Now with Chalk Couture, our transfers are reusable. Our pastes are water soluble, but this is a porous surface, meaning it's a grain. It's got a wood insert, so that paste tends to seep down into it. So I may or may not be able to remove all of what's on here. So I'm gonna give it a go to start, and then if I can't do that, I'm just gonna paint it. I'm just gonna paint the insert. So nothing wrong with that either way, but I've got our handy dandy mister here. And because I can't remember, to be honest with you, if I sealed this or not. Sometimes I do. I'll use a polyacrylic spray and I seal my projects because I sell them and I don't know what people are going to use them for, and I don't want, if it's near water or anything, I don't want it ruining the project for them. So I seal it. So that might also keep me from being able to remove a lot of this paste. So this is our new paste scraper. And it's getting rid of some of it. You just gotta use a little bit of elbow grease here. And what I'm probably gonna do is get rid of most of it and then still paint it, just to be extra careful. But if this was a chalkboard, I would be able to remove this, use our board eraser, and then that would get rid of any ghosting that was there, and then be able to do another design right on top. But just remember, if you have a surface that is porous, it's got something that paste is going to seep into, the chances of you being able to remove it off of that surface is lessened, okay? Just because it's a little bit harder, and there are some dark pigments in this, which make it a little bit harder. All right, so what I might do is just hit this with a disinfectant wipe, get up some of the other stuff, and then just paint right on over top of this. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get these flowers up. Yeah, I think I sprayed this with a poly spray because I put it in the boutique to sell it. So let's get as much off of it as we can and see how many coats of paint we're gonna have to do to get this off. But look at this, you guys. I mean, with that scraper tool, it did definitely help get some of that wording off. And this is just a plain disinfectant wipe. You could use, if you don't like disinfectant wipes for whatever reason, I know that there are some people out there who don't like them because it's a chemical per se. You can use warm water, and oh, look at this, with just a little bit of elbow grease, it's coming off. Warm water and a paper towel. That yellow flower came off. I mean, there's still a little bit of ghosting. Man, you guys, this reminds me, I need to work out. Stuff like this where I'm literally using my muscles reminds me, I need to work out. I need to do a little bit of exercise during the day. Oh my goodness. I always say I work my brain muscles more than anything, but yeah. So I'm not gonna do this whole thing. You guys won't have to sit here and watch me do this for a long time, but I just wanna get as much of that pigment off as I can because that will help when I paint it. It's kind of like priming your walls, you know? I might have to do 2 coats. I don't wanna have to do 3. And I'll show you guys the transfer design I want to put in here. Since I'm converting it to a tray, one of our new designs I think will be perfect, okay? It is the Eat, Drink, and Give Thanks. There's a little bit of sheen to that. Eat, Drink, and Give Thanks. So I'm going to put Eat, Drink, and Give Thanks coming down the side. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to ask. I would be happy to answer them to the best of my ability, and I can promise you guys, some of my teammates are watching and they can help answer if I don't know the answer. But I've been doing Chalk Couture for close to 3 years. So they started in July 3 years ago. I joined in September 3 years ago. So I'm not gonna say I know all the things, because by goodness, there's so many different things that you can do with this product that there's just no way I would know all the things. But I know people who know answers, let's say, or I know people I can go to get the answers. So if you have a question, shout it out or direct message me, and I would love to help you. This is the last little bit, you guys, and then we're gonna get started. If you guys are interested, I do have a free crafting group, and you can request to join it by typing the word craft in the comments. And we just take it a step further in there. Sometimes we find inspirational pieces and different things that go with the projects that I'm doing, because sometimes I do just crafting projects in general. All right. And sometimes they incorporate Chalk Couture, sometimes they don't. I love crafting and DIY. So just type the word craft in the comments. All right, guys. Now the good thing about this surface is they say it can be flipped. So you can use this side or this side, whichever one you want. I was using this as a picture frame earlier, so they would have hung it up with this design facing forward, but you guys know. All right, so I've got, of course, you guys know I love Dixie Belle Paint Company. My boutique sells it. I think I'm going to use the Fluff brand, or the Fluff color in here. It's kind of an off-white tone. So Dixie Belle is just a chalk mineral paint. It has chalk in it just like Chalk Couture, but it's an actual paint versus a paste. So we have a paste that's water soluble. I would not recommend painting an entire dresser with our paste. This you can do that with. I use it oftentimes to upcycle frames or to do small projects. And so what I like about it is because it has that chalk consistency, it dries very quickly. It has a very smooth finish to it, and you don't need a whole lot of it. But honestly, you guys, if all you have is acrylic paints or some type of crafting paint or some other paint, Rust-Oleum, I don't really care. You can use any paint to do this. You don't need to have any special type of paint. I probably should have taped off, to be honest, near the edges here. But I have a feeling I can, because it's got chalk in it, I can clean up any mistakes if I do it quickly. It's giving it a pretty nice coat. I might need one more, but again, it's another reason why I like using the chalk mineral paints, is it dries very quickly. So I don't have to wait overnight or an hour or even 20 minutes. I hit it with a blow dryer and it's pretty much going to be dry. Similar to our chalk pastes. Our chalk pastes dry very quickly as well. I have some of the little pieces from me cleaning the middle floating around in here. I didn't get them all up. You guys know me. Like Adele was saying last night in our opportunity group, she was saying she's not very patient. Adele, me neither, girl. I am not very patient either. That's one reason why I love Chalk Couture is I can do a craft and I can do it fairly quickly, reasonably, depending on how much I take on. And I know it's going to be done within one sitting usually. Like my mother is a true artist. She's a painter, And it could take her, depending on the project, but it could take her a week, 2 weeks to finish a painting. And I'm like, oh man, I wish I had the patience to do that, because I admire those types of artists so much. But I just don't know. I could probably do it once, but I just don't know if I could sit there and be that patient. You guys know? I mean, type amen if you're with me. Patience is not a virtue that I was given. I have to work very hard to do that, to have it. Get some of those little paint scuff things out of there. All right, you guys, this is actually covering very nicely. I think a very quick coat to the middle and the major sections would be good once we get this one down. And I'm liking it. It looks bright white, but it really is not. It's, is it fuzzy for you guys? I'm seeing it fuzzy every now and then. I hate that. I tried to cut off my autofocus the other day. If anybody knows how to keep your camera from going fuzzy, share the info, share the love, because it's been happening recently and I'm not too sure why. Make sure I'm not missing any comments. Hello, Amanda. Hi, everybody. Oh my goodness. Again, if you guys feel the need, or if you know people who enjoy crafting and you think they might enjoy this, please sprinkle. My small business would greatly appreciate it. So I have this, if you're just joining in, I have this box frame. It is a Chalk Couture. It's in my shop. Well, I don't know if we're still selling these or not. I have to look and see, to be honest. We do sell them with a lighter frame. This darker frame, it may be only available until they sell out. But this was available on my website, something that we sold. But with the fall coming, I thought the dark frame would be nice. So I had it. I had done a design on it. It didn't sell. I've had it for a while. So I thought, you know, I'm going to bring it home and I'm going to upcycle it. But I've had it for probably a month trying to figure out what to do. Well, then I came across these little risers at Michael's and I was like, oh, I can make it into a tray. So thinking out of the box and making it into a tray versus a box frame, I thought would be really cool. All right, you guys. It's pretty much already dry, but I'm still going to do one more quick coat. Now that I've gotten the corners, I don't have to worry about that too much, but the middle section, I want to coat just so I know that I've got it covered. And then we're going to cut those little, we're going to paint those little footers here in a minute too. Now those I could have probably spray painted. That would have maybe been faster, but it won't take long at all. And while this is drying, we'll paint those feet and then we can get to chalking and you guys can see how fantastic this is. Now our transfers, like I said earlier, they're screen mesh transfers. And so they are reusable. Corporate says 8 to 10 times. But if you talk to any designer, if you take care of your transfer, meaning you store it in a nicely, you know, a heated and cooled home, you clean them shortly after using them, anything like that, you're going to find that a lot of them will last much longer, depending on the transfer. Some of them have a lot more screen area than others, but for the most part, you're going to get more than 12 uses out of it. Or 10 uses out of it, I should say. All right, almost done with this part. We'll flip this around. This is a great thing. I don't have to remember which side's top and which side's bottom. A lot of times when I upcycle picture frames, which you guys know I love to do, I love to find thrift store, yard sale, estate sale items and upcycle them. And a lot of times I'll do picture frames and I'll forget to look at the back to see where the hanger is. And then I have to move the hanger. And it's like, oh, it's not really a big deal, but it's like, oh, I already had it set and ready and I didn't have to measure the center. And get that all done. So I always say, if you're doing a picture frame, look at the back side first to make sure you know which side is top and which side is bottom. Sorry guys, I have allergies, so my nose is itching quite a bit. All right, I'm just cleaning up a little bit of the mess. A little bit of the mess I made. Okay, so now let's get these little footers painted. Get my piece of cardboard out here. You guys know I only need 4. It comes with 6. I think I said 5 earlier. It comes with 6. And we are just going to, so that way it matches the inside. Now I could have painted them dark brown. In fact, before I went live, I was sitting there trying to figure out what color to paint them. And I figured, you know what? I'm gonna match the inside of the box, of the tray. I just thought that would be nice. Okay. 1 down, 3 to go. Quick and easy, you guys. And I think you can get these little risers or these little base feet in different sizes. So you could get them so that they offer a little bit more distance between the tray and the ground or the table or whatever you're doing. You know, you could make your own little tiered tray with these, right? So you use these on the bottom and then you find a candlestick or something for the middle. Whoops. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited about this because I was really, I loved what I had done with this before, but I'm running out of wall space here. My halls and walls are getting full of projects, and so I sell a lot of what I make. And I was thinking, oh, too bad nobody loved it. That was during my floral phase when we started coming out with the little florals as transfers, little design pieces you could add. I went nutso over those because they were so pretty and so much fun to do because I could add my own little creativity with it. And so it was really a lot of fun, but that one piece just didn't sell. I sold a lot with different types of designs, but that one in general, just for some reason, didn't float anybody's boat. All right, so we're gonna cover up our chalk paste, our chalk paint, I should say. I'm gonna move this to the side so these little bad boys can dry. See, super easy and quick. This again is the transfer. We're gonna use eat, drink, and give thanks because I figured if it's gonna be a tray, maybe people would put drinks on it or, you know, just something decorative that would be kind of cute in their kitchen or in their dining room, family room, whatever it might be. And again, if you guys have questions, please feel free to ask. And if you're willing to sprinkle the live, I would greatly appreciate it, you guys. My goal, like, to be honest with you guys, I see people with thousands of viewers all the time and I'm like, oh my gosh, eventually I'll get there. But my short-term goal is I would love to get a consistent 100 viewers. That's a lot, considering I'm at like, what, 13 right now? But I can't do it without you guys. All right. I'm just gonna make sure that this is nice and dry because my next step is gonna be to wax the surface. Now what I do find is when you paint the surface, the blow dryer is making funny noises, when you paint a surface you want to make sure that it's dry. So even if it feels dry, hit it for a couple more seconds just to make sure because if not, you may peel up the paint when you lay down the transfer because they tend to be uber sticky. And you just want to make sure you're protecting your transfer and your surface as much as possible. Okay, so I think that's good. What I'm going to do as a secondary step to make sure I'm protecting all of my things is I am going to wax it. And I have surface wax. This is also available on my shop. I will put the link for my shop when I'm done. But if you're interested in going there now, it's www.chalk Couture, TURE.com/chalk with Mia, M-I-A. Kind of like missing in action, which I am a lot. Sometimes I wonder where my head's at. Okay, so I'm just putting a light coat of wax, just kind of like Karate Kid. You wax on, you wax off. And man, I need a new rag. I need to find another one of my husband's old t-shirts and cut it up, because this poor thing is just reached its limit, I tell you. I have been using this rag for a really long time. And you'll be able to feel the surface. It will have kind of a waxy, soft finish to it. And again, this is like priming your walls. It's just helping protect the surface underneath, and then the transfer you're going to put on top. It adds just a little bit of a barrier there and lets the paste stick to that wax. Hi, Jennifer, how are you? Add to the wax, stick to the wax instead of the wood, and it helps with cleanup too. So if I do make a mistake, then it'll be easier to pull that paste off, because it's a lot of it stuck to the wax versus the grains in the wood. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So, you guys, are you ready? Are you ready? All right, so I have prepped, I've painted because we wanted to get rid of the old design. I have now waxed my surface. And what I'm going to use is, you guys know, I love fall. Fall is my favorite time of year. And all of those fall colors that come with it. Browns, mustardy yellows. I always say this is mustard yellow. Well, it's called mustard yellow, but it's not like Heinz mustard. It's like fall leaf mustard yellow. Oranges, blues, like all of the things I just love. And so I figured this would be really pretty, those two color combinations mixed in with this. So I'm going to take just a plastic stir stick, and I don't want to splash it on my tray. So I am just going to, I've got a bunch of gunk built up around here. I'm going to pull it off. Kind of like when you open up a paint can, you're going to have some of that gunk. Is that a technical term, gunk? I think it is. We're gonna make it a real crafting term. A lot of gunk around the sides, because it's been a while. And then I'm just going to stir. Now mine is a little thick. It's slightly looser than Play-Doh, but look at this. It's hardly moving, right? So you want it to be the consistency of yogurt. If you eat yogurt, or if you're like me and you eat cake icing, that would be a really nice example of what it should be like. So I'm just adding a little bit of distilled water in there to add a little bit of more fluidness to it. I'll make it a little bit easier to stir. And you guys will get a feel for it. There is no exact perfect amount. But like I said, somewhere between that yogurt or cake icing is where you want to be, okay? All right, so our transfers come in these beautiful plastic sleeves. You're going to pull it out of the sleeve, and this is the transfer I'm using. If you're in my crafting group, I will probably put some sort of bundle together in there with a little special deal for you guys. I tend to do that with my projects. If you see me do something live, many times I'm gonna offer some type of special in my crafting group. Can't say what that is, but type the word craft in the comments if you're not a designer, and I will add you to it. Okay. So they come with backer, oh wait, you know what? I should have done something first. They come on these backer sleeves, okay? Now one side has got like a sheen to it, shiny. The other side is a matte finish. You never want to put your transfer down on the matte side, so in order to keep myself from doing that, I put the name of the transfer on here, like eat, drink, thanks. Something that reminds me this is the backer for this transfer, okay? But mainly, not because I need reminding of that, mainly I need reminding, especially when I'm in a hurry, that when I go to put my transfer back down, I want to put it on this side without the writing, then this side with the writing. Hope that makes sense. Okay, I've got our fuzzing cloth here. Now, if you don't have one of our fuzzing cloths, you can use your shirt, your pants, a terry cloth towel, anything you want. What this is doing is it's just adding a little bit of fuzz to the back of the transfer. We're trying to take some of that stickiness down a little bit because we don't want to pull up the paint and we don't want to, you know, ruin anything. So taking some of that stickiness off helps with that. So you just do this a couple of times. Now when we go to clean the transfer at the end and we clean it with the disinfectant wipe, that'll bring some of that sticky back. Not the sexy back, sticky back. If this is the first time you guys are watching me, you'll know I tell a lot of mom jokes. I just do, because I'm a mom. Yep, that's what I do. All right, so we're gonna put this aside. And now we need to figure out our spacing, okay? So again, I'm gonna put the eat, drink, and give on one side, and then thanks going over here because I wanna pull that design. I don't wanna have all this empty blank space. That's just in my head how I see this going. Okay, so I'm gonna just hold it up and make sure it's a little crooked. We're gonna try to make sure it's straight. Again, if you're just joining, hello, hello, and thank you so much for being here. I know, Nancy, right? You know, as my son just says, you know, sometimes, Mom, I'm like, yeah. That's me. Who doesn't like to embarrass their children a little bit? I mean, my son's 13, so he's at the perfect ripe age of embarrassment. All right, now I'm just taking my squeegee and I'm just trying to get any air bubbles out, okay? I may have waxed this too well because it's coming up just a little bit. It doesn't want to stick as well as I want it to. Okay, so we want to get it stuck as much as possible because this is the benefit of our screen mesh, okay? Is with a standard stencil, when you put paint down, you know, you usually blot it because you don't want anything seeping up underneath the edge of the stencil, right? Because you're going to get bleed. With the screen mesh, you're not really worried about that so much, but what you are worried about are air bubbles because if there's an air pocket, the paste, if it's got any fluidness to it, it's gonna seep into that air bubble and pop out. But this is a really cool thing. It's water soluble, so you just clean it up if that happens. So if it happens, you're like, oh, but you can clean it up. If it doesn't happen, you're like, woohoo! It's awesome. All right, so I'm gonna put my squeegee in my paste here and cover the area that I'm doing, that I want. And truly, you don't need a lot. In fact, you're going to take any excess that's on here, and I'll show you what I mean by excess here. So there are areas when you lay it down, some thicker areas, you won't be able to see the design underneath. So what you want to do is run your squeegee down it at an angle and pull up any excess that you have. Okay, and as soon as you can start to see that design or the words, then you've probably pulled off enough, okay? And you're just gonna put all that excess right back in the container. I mean, these containers, they last you a while, and I can't tell you how many projects you can get out of a container because all projects are different sizes, but you can get a lot out of our containers. All right, then what you're gonna wanna do quickly after is you're gonna wanna go ahead and pull up your transfer because if it dries on top of the transfer where the screen mesh is, it won't go through it because it's dried on top. So you want to kind of pull it up as quick as you can. And you guys, eat, drink, and give. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. OMG, you guys. With that brown, I am just loving this color. Sorry. And you know what? I probably could have done our Shimmer Harvest, which is this, but shimmery. But some people like the glitter, some people don't. Me, huge glitter fan, huge. All right, I'm gonna clean this part off really quick, mainly because, I'm trying to find my disinfectant wipes, mainly because I don't want the wet part of this transfer to interfere with the next section. All right, so you just take a disinfectant wipe or some room temperature water. and wipe it down with a paper towel in the water, especially if disinfectant wipes are in low quantity where you are because of the high demand. You want to do both sides. Okay. And then I'm going to hit it with the blow dryer just to get it dry so that I can use it for the next part. If it's wet, it's not going to stick to my surface. And you want some stickiness. So I'm just going to put this on my leg. And we're going to blow dry this really quick. Both sides. And to be honest with you, some of the heat from the blow dryer is going to bring some of that sticky back. Again, if you guys have any questions, holler them out. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is just put this, and I'm going to line it up on the bottom and give thanks. Let's measure. I don't want it off too much from where this is. So that's about 1.5 inches. We're going to move this over just a hair. Try to position it in a similar distance to that. Or should we not? Is that too planned? Oh. All right, I'm going to go over just a hair. I don't want it exact. Okay. And because I have a straight line, supposedly, on the board, I'm just going to flatten it against the bottom so I know that it's straight. We're going to push out any air bubbles that we have. Get some paste on my squeegee. And again, I'm not too worried if there's too much paste on my squeegee because I'm just picking up that excess. Oh, I just heard an air bubble. Picking up that excess and applying it to, oh, I just moved my transfer. Applying it to the transfer. Pick up some of this excess and keep going. And I can always dip back into the container, but why do that when I have excess amounts here? And if it did move and bleed on me a little bit, that'll just give me an opportunity to show you guys how I would potentially fix that. Now again, with porous surfaces, woods, and different things like that, it's not as easy, but it's certainly not difficult either. You can fix it. With the chalkboard, you literally just hit it with a disinfectant wipe or some water and you're good to go. All right, you guys, let's lift this up. Oh, I missed a little tiny dot up at the top, I see. Tiny little part of the H. Okay. All right. Nope, it went perfect. All right, I'm just gonna put this in a little tub of water. It can sit there for a couple of minutes, probably not too much longer than the end of this live. I'll wanna take it out and clean it because it will start to deteriorate the sticky on the back, letting it sit in water. As we all know, water is a natural solution, right? So type the word thanks if you guys are loving this. And I'm gonna clean up the edges on the inside where I over painted. Look, you guys, very simple, but pretty, right? Perfect. Now, here's the great thing about our transfers. So, and we're gonna E6000 those little footies on the bottom, is I can change this out. You guys, when fall is over and Christmas comes, we have a really cool Santa and reindeer theme. I mean, so many different ideas that we could do that I could put in here. And then that way I'm not always buying a new tray or a new design. I'm just incorporating what I already have, right? And we're just going from there, which is nice because then that way it saves my money a little bit. And then what I could do is take that design and put it on a pillow. And then I have a matching pillow in the room or, you know, whatever. There could be a couple of different things. All right, you guys, I'll clean up those edges when I'm not live because I don't want y'all sitting there watching me sit there and try to fix those inserts. So, oh, I think I painted these to the, I did. Okay, there we go. So, And I like the contrast of, oh my God, I painted this thing to it. Okay, I like the contrast of this white against the dark. That's just me. But of course, you could have done any color you wanted. But again, I'm just here to give you guys ideas. So you can find these little risers and you can apply them to boxes, old picture frames, containers, gosh, so many different things. This is just E6000 glue. I think hot glue would probably work as well. I hot glue a lot of things, but for this, I'm thinking I want something just a little bit sturdier than hot glue. And I'm gonna make it so it sits. Now E6000, you're gonna want it to sit overnight. And so that's why I'm doing this last. It loves to run out of this container on me. Oopsie. Got some on my finger, and it slides on you. If you've never used E6000, it does not dry immediately. It takes a little bit of time, so it's gonna slide on you a little bit. Am I going the right way? Oh no, see, my camera is backwards so that you guys can read things, and it throws off what little spatial skills I have. All right, you guys. So if you guys have liked this crafting project, type the word thanks in the comments because that's the transfer we used. I will put a link to the transfers and this box frame or one similar to it in the comments. If you want to join my crafting group, just type the word craft in the comments and I will send you a link to my crafting group. And that way we can have a little bit of fun in there discussing different crafting projects. I do also send out text notifications. If you're interested, just type your name and type the word notify me to this number. It will send me a text and that will alert me that you want to be notified whenever I'm going to go live, or sometimes I have specials going or whatever it might be. I can text that to you. I try not to be spammy, but if I go live every day, you're going to get a text every day. If I don't go live for 3 or 4 days, you probably won't hear from me. So it really just depends. But again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. This has been Mia with Chalk with Mia in Southern Willow Crafting. I will put a picture up of this once it's finally complete and done, and you guys can kind of see the idea. So hopefully I've inspired you a little bit today. I hope so. And if I have, post pictures of what you guys have done. I love seeing your crafting projects. So have fun, happy chalking, and happy crafting, you guys. Bye.